Alright. I believe this is going to be that quest I was mentioning. So yeah, that chapel I think we found earlier. Yeah, we are pretty much just raiding this place to the ground.
Yes.
They're only flesh and bone. No match for the Scourge. We didn't find any of our brothers, but we did stumble upon something special. This is the quest I was referring to. House. We weren't expecting what we found in there. Seems that the Crusade's been real busy. That whole thing is full of Argent Dawn prisoners. Most of them were already dead by the time we arrived, but a few were still breathing. I was about to go in there and simply execute the rest of them, but I think you should have the honors. In particular, there is a real feisty dwarf in there that I think... Oh my gosh, she's gonna walk away. I think it will take great pleasure in executing.
Ashes to ashes.
This is the quest I was referring to earlier. This is where what race you're playing actually matters. This is the building where one of every race is in here, because you have to come in here and deal with the opposite of whatever your race is in here. You know what's interesting is that each of them are named because it plays into what your character's backstory was supposed to be back in the day. So here's the one over here.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
Donovan Pulfrost. Come to finish the job, eh? Have you? Well, this son of Ironforge would like... Papaneeks? I'd recognize that face anywhere. What have they done to you, lad? You don't remember me, do you? Blasted Scourge. They've tried to drain you of everything that made you a righteous force of reckoning. Every last ounce of good. Good. Everything that made you a son of Ironforge. Think back. Try and remember the snow-capped mountains of Dunmorog. You were born there, lad. Remember the splendor of life. You were a champion of the dwarves once. This isn't you. Listen to me. You must fight against the Lich King's control. He's a monster that wants to see this world, our world, in ruin. Don't let him use you to accomplish his goals. You were once a hero, and you can be again. Fight, damn you. Fight his control.
What's going on in there? What's taking so long?
There's no more time for me. I'm done for. Finish me off. Do it, or they'll kill us both. For Cosmodan! Put me out of me misery.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
Each of these are pretty rough. And each of them, of course, will mention, as he said, talking about Dunmorog and being a son of Ironforge. And they each kind of get to you. The one that really gets to me, and to many others, is the Blood Elf one. Because she mentions how... This one right here, she mentions how... You know, what the Scourge basically did to quell the loss. And that the idea of a Blood Elf becoming one of the Scourge after what happened. Yeah, it's rough.
Our master's will be done.
Felt good, didn't it? You're not one of them anymore. You're Scourge. You're one of us. Forever. Remember, we don't have a choice in the matter. he tells us to go murder someone from our past, we have no choice. Hey, level 60 before I've even left the starting area. Love it. Return to Thessarian at the Scarlet Tavern and let him know that Koltira's cry for vengeance has been answered. The Chapel of the Crimson Flame will be a pile of ashes in a matter of hours. You're one cold-blooded monster. I salute you, brother.
There's work to be done.
I like how once I hit this, it's like, hey, look at this, all this stuff you unlocked. Uh-huh. I unlocked a death gate. Very nice. Uh-huh. Let's see. To grant runic corruption. Sudden Doom triggers 15% more often and can accumulate up to 2 charges. I like using Soul Reaper here. Or Soul Reaper, excuse me.
I will listen for now.
Huh. Apparently I didn't accept that for some reason. Hello. Well, this seems to be new. I don't remember this. So this is what I was talking about here. Special duty assignments, where you can now get the option to actually choose. So it looks like you receive special duty assignments. Leaf through the papers to select your next assignment. So you can either... I like how... To Outland. We are at war with demons in Outland. Help us protect the Draenei homeworld from destruction at the hands of the Burning Legion. Or to Northrend. The dead walk in Northrend. The Lich King's army threatens to descend upon Azeroth. Will you help the Alliance push back the Scourge? I don't know if that's actually going to trigger me leaving the starting area. So I'm going to actually not use that just yet. I'm going to put that right down here. Right there. We'll just kind of tidy that away for the time being.
I have many lucky doos. You like? Good fortune to our friends.
Alright, let's go back to Thessarian. Sometimes I forget how to pronounce it. Is it Thessarian, Thasrian? Of course, remember back then, they weren't really doing that much voice acting. So there's not really that much here. Of course, that changes by the time we get to Legion, where there's a ton of voice acting, which is awesome.
Make it quick.
Another Scourge victory. These Scarlet Dogs have nowhere left to run and hide. It's only a matter of time.
Suffer well.
Don't need that because I
Make
have
it quick.
better trinkets at the moment. While you were out burning churches and murdering vermin, I've been busy formulating a plan. The Scarlet Courier is scheduled to pass by the Scarlet Overlook within the hour. The roads by the Overlook are wide open and swarming with Crusaders. Use this makeshift cover to hide at the Overlook and wait for the Scarlet Courier to pass. When he's close enough, strike with all your fury. Cut him down and take his belongings, including his clothes. The Overlook is 200 paces east of him.
Tomorrow is another day.
I also like how these popped up as well. Select your next assignment. And guess what? You can now unlock flying! Which, of course, I will do once we eventually get to Northrend. When I eventually get to Stormwind. Spoilers, by the way. We will be going to Stormwind at some point. I can't do this when this guy's right here. Stop it! Stop it, I said. Defend me, my minions. Come to my side.
I need a target.
Alright, so we go over here. He will never see me. What a strange tree. I must investigate. No! It's a trap! Just plop. Message. Hi, General. The armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal are less than a day's ride from New Avalon. We ride with the light shining upon our backs and the wind at our heels. Soon the Scourge will have to contend with the full might of the Scarlet Crusade. Light bless you, High Commander Galvar Pureblood. Well, that's good to know.
Speak your peace.
The armies of Hearthland and Tirisfal will be marching to a massacre. Now, for the second part of the plan. You are going to deliver this message right into the hands of High General Abendis. That's what the clothes are for. This message must reach Abendis. We do not want to draw their suspicion. They must continue under the assumption that everything is going as they planned. You will don the Scarlet Courier's clothes, and with the help of some dark magic, take on the form of the Courier. Abendis is at King's Harbor, southeast of the Scarlet Overlook. Drop off the message and get as much information out of her as you can. She will tell us what we need to know about the Crimson Dawn.
Suffer well.
Oh, look! I am a human as part of the Scarlet Crusade! Alright, hold on. Riding on Invincible might be a little suspicious. Let's see. Let's write something a little bit more the Scarlet Crusade would be a little bit more acceptable of using. Here we go. Actually, hold on. There we go. Yes. Mighty Swift's horse steed, yes. For the Scarlet Crusade, yes. For the light's blessings be upon you. Minions. Go away. Minions, I said, go away. You too. Make way, I have a message. I'm a courier. And I have a message. The courier has arrived. Let him through. Quickly, courier to the High General. High Abbot Landgren and Bishop Street. And High General Abendis.
Well met.
Where have you been? You are 2 hours late. We were about to send a courier out to the High Commander. Darn it! The armies of Hearthstone and Tirisfal must not reach New Avalon. The Scourge will slaughter them all. Listen well, courier. The Scarlet Lands are lost. New Avalon and Havenshire are overrun by Scourge. The specter of death looms overhead and threatens to overtake us at any moment. Return to Galvar with this message. Turn your armies around and prepare your ships for travel to the frozen wastes. When next we meet, it will be in Northrend. Give this to Galvar. It will explain everything. The Scarlet Crusade is no more. Long live the Scarlet Onslaught.
Have a good one.
And of course, this plays directly into a questline that we're going to be doing in Northrend that we did in that was part of Wrath. So yeah, that just sounds so much more nicer and appealing, doesn't it? Oh, forget about the, no, it's not the Scarlet Crusade anymore. It's the Scarlet Onslaught. Because of course they would change it to that. Why wouldn't they?
You need something?
Oh, wait, hold on.
We are
Can I read
done
that?
Here.
The path of redemption. Come to me. The voice whispered, "Come to me." From the very beginning, I knew that it was the holy light speaking to me in dreams. Remember, this is not the actual light. This is Balnazar, the Dreadlord. At last, after all of my years of prayers and good deeds, the cleansing of the blight of the unliving from the face of Azeroth, after all of the failures and resurrections, finally, it happened again. Come to me, the light commanded. This time I woke up freezing, but it wasn't cold in my chambers. I'm going to redouble my efforts. I'll tell the High Abbot tomorrow that I want prayers increased. No more half measures. The holy light has taken notice of our good work. I can feel it. This time I was awake. It was very vivid, and yet for over a minute in the middle of the warm sunny day, my breath came out misted and chill. One of the priests noticed and dropped to his knees in prayer. No one else heard the voice, though. At least the witness proves that I'm not going insane. Maybe I should ask Landgren to pray on the matter. I'll get Jordan and Street to scrutinize their recruiting efforts tomorrow. We've grown bloated with ranks and unbelievers who yearn only to destroy the undead. That's not enough. The commander and the bishop were both receptive, not they had any choice. Bishop Street in particular seemed very enthusiastic. He spoke of a new crusade and swore to ferret out the weak of faith within our ranks. I told him to go easy, but we're not destroying the crusade so much as forming an elite cadre of the most faithful to do the light's bidding in Northrend. I fear the man's friendship with Lecraft is slowly twisting him. They both have their uses, though. Street's talk of a new crusade, however, has me thinking. I believe that when this new force is assembled, I will give us a new name. It'll have to be evocative of our new mission, yet still provide a tie to the past. I will pray with the High Abbot on this. Our prayers have been answered. The High Abbot was particularly moved by the force of the light's voice, its clarity and sense of purpose. Those of us going north, the most faithful, shall be known as the Scarlet Onslaught, and an onslaught upon Northrend we shall be. The cancer of the scourge threatens to overflow in the crown of the world and drown the rest of us. The time has come to take the fight directly to the Lich King's doorstep. It is with trepidation that I gaze upon New Avalon. I somehow suspect for the last time that the fate of our cause lies in Northrend. I am filled with a sense of ominous foreboding. For some reason, the mission ahead should shake away these concerns. I will put them out of my mind. The Crimson Dawn is upon us.
I will listen for now.
What is this? Some child's coloring book? What rubbish! This is the Crimson Dawn? They sailed to their deaths. Let us turn our focus to the encroaching armies. We must prepare for the encroaching armies. You will take what you have discovered to High Lord Mograine at once. I will open a portal directly to Acheris. Step inside and it will transport you. Give High Lord Mograine a Bendis his journal as well. Perhaps he'll find it useful.
Suffer well.
Make haste. Use the portal. Yes, I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Tales of your heroism have spread to the ends of Azeroth and beyond. Your skills have been requested elsewhere. Will you travel through the Dark Portal, fighting the Burning Legion on the sundered world of Outland? Or will you fly north, joining the battle against the Lich King in Northrend? The choice is yours, adventurer. I find it funny I'm getting this while I'm still working for the Lich King in the starting zone. Are you going to fight the Lich King? And, of course, at this point in time, my character would be like, no, I serve the Lich King. Why would I fight against him? Remember, Still don't have my soul attached to myself. He still has it because I'm still working for the Lich King.
Ours is not to question, only to act.
By the way, I like that in the starter zone, Mograine is wearing the Old War set instead of the Ice Crown set. You did what? I give him the book. You have become an instrument of doom, Death Knight. We will ravage these approaching armies and raise the dead as our own. Notice the Valkyr are gone. We've made another phase here. The trap has been sprung, Death Knight. The armies of Hearthglen and Tearsfall have arrived, just in time to see their enclave in flames. If they turn back now, they fight us with their backs turned. No, they have only one option, which has only one outcome. Apocalypse! As we speak, they prepare to make one final stand. The Lich King awaits your return, champion. He stands watch below us at Death's Breach. Remember, that's gonna be relevant later. We're getting close to the end here, guys. With a pretty epic finale that plays a huge role in what happens in Wrath.
There is no light, only darkness.
I'll admit, when I've done this before, I like just standing here and just... because he'll just say random quotes. And I can't help it. I just enjoy hearing just the random lines from the Lich King. It's just such an incredible voice with such great lines. And of course, you'll notice I'm wearing the set that you can get from Ice Crown because it looks... it's very inspired by the Lich King's armor set here that he has here. You notice the shoulders? Very similar to his set.
Leave no survivors.
You have served me well. Yeah, I'm not gonna do his... try to impersonate his voice right now. My throat is starting to get a little sore. The mark of the Scourge has been burned into these Scarlet Lands. You have reaped death and destruction. For as far as the eye can see, and delivered to me the last of the Scarlet armies. He points to the ruins of Ravenshire and the burning sea of New Avalon. It is now time to finish what you started. You have slaughtered legions beyond number, and still your dark heart craves more. Your hunger...
Lay down your arms and surrender your souls.
Your hunger knows no end, Papaneeks. There must come an end to all things, Death Knight. The Scarlet armies make their final stand against us. For them, there is no escape, no choice. And for this reason, they will fight with a ferocity that you have yet to witness. Use this horn to call forth one of my worms, climb upon its back and command it into battle. With it, you will end the Scarlet Crusade. I do like this objective. The Lich King has commanded you to eradicate the Scarlet Crusade. Gladly.
Where is your light now, Crusaders?
Yes. I really enjoy this quest. It's one of the only times you really get to use one of these kinds of mounts, like as a battle mount. And I've always wanted to do this with the other mounts that we can acquire in the game as just as regular mounts. Because why would I not want to do this with one of them? Or have this capability in the game?
Leave no survivors.
Yes, master. Yes. They run to their deaths. To their doom. This over here, though, is when it gets a little tougher. I see another player is doing this. Because then we have to try and destroy the ballista. These ballista... Oh, man. They can absolutely annihilate you. So you have to... Oh. You have to devour to replenish your energy, use more abilities. Alright, give me a moment. Oh, what the... Oh. Nom 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 nom. Alright, back to full energy. Let's go back to working on the ballistas. From a very long distance, because those things can do a ton of damage. I hate that I'm too far away that I cannot hear the Lich King. I like to hear him continue, you know, shouting out his battle cries. Just to add to the atmosphere of what you're doing. Why didn't that count? I like how Noth is still here. He's like, you got any more skulls for me? Right? And then I'll raise you up into the air. Goodbye. Plop. Oh, somehow she survived. I don't know how she could have survived a fall from this distance, but whatever. Now see, you'll notice... Okay, that time it counted, but a couple times it seems like it's not actually counting. Alright, just one more. Now, of course, I can get closer to get more numbers of targets, but then the ballistas will absolutely wreck me. And if the worm dies, I will fall down and either die from the fall or from the incredible amount of different crusaders, all of which are like pretty, you know, are elites. You cannot kill them on your own. You can't just like, I'll just drop down and kill them. No, they will kill you. can only really do this on top of worm. So you have to make sure that you keep the worm alive. I like how the abomination there used the hook. But you saw that, right? The abomination actually used his hook to pull the Crusader over like Stitches in Heroes of the Storm. That was great.
Wow, get over here! Where is your light now, Crusader?
So yeah, this is going to take a little while. Just a wee bit. Just a wee little while. But it's definitely the safer option. As opposed to, oh look, there's many more targets over here. Let me go over here. And then the ballistas absolutely annihilate you. There's also ballistas on the ground there as well if you want to do that. And if you want to just kind of target from way here, over here, considering that you see a ton of them are surrounding the ballistas. But like I said, the closer you get to try and do that, the more in range of the ballistas you get, which absolutely wrecks you. Okay, there we go. Ignore. Yep, I got a lot of add-ons.
There is no light, only darkness.
Kneel, champion. I place this helm upon your head to complete your terrifying visage. Any that dare look upon your dark countenance will know that death comes. Let none stand so boldly against your king so as to face your merciless wrath. There remains only one final task. Lights Hope Chapel. The Scarlet Enclave is no more. What remains of the crusade will be dealt with in Northrend.
Survivors.
We now... So he's fully aware of all that. And he's not concerned at all. And why should he? The Scarlet Crusade is really not... The Scarlet Onslaught in Northrend is really not that much of a threat to him, and he knows this. They just are not smart enough to realize that themselves. We now turn all of our efforts to Lights Hope Chapel. No longer will this affront to your master be allowed to exist. I have issued my final command. Scourge Commander Thalanor awaits your arrival at the edge of Broman Mill. Go northwest through the cave into the noxious glade and take the path leading out of the glade to the mill. Do not fail me.
Lay down your arms and surrender your souls.
So, yeah, you'll see that stuff there. That means someone is already doing that right now, that big finale that we can do. I've got full of 2 skulls. Hey, Noth, I've got some skulls for you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut it off here, and when we come back, we will be doing the finale of the Starter Zone, the battle for Lights Hope Chapel, one of the more important and relevant moments in this story.